Disclaimer: TIFF, N, The Punisher. The views and opinions expressed in this episode of TIFF and The Punisher are those of the hosts and guests solely and do not constitute legal advice, medical advice, or professional counsel of any kind. This content is produced for educational, informational, and advocacy purposes only. Viewers should consult their own licensed attorney for advice specific to their in this video constitutes a threat, call to violence, harassment, intimidation, or any form of harm directed at any judge, prosecutor, police officer, CPS, DCS worker, government official, or private individual. We do not advocate, encourage, or condone violence, threats, or illegal acts of any kind. All commentary is protected political speech and criticism of government policy and practices under the First Amendment. Any references to public records, court filings, news reports, or personal experiences are presented as commentary and opinion. Names, case details, and events discussed are drawn from publicly available information or the speaker's own experiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Content may address sensitive topics, including child welfare, government overreach, and family separation. Copyright 2026, TIFF N, The Punisher. All rights reserved.
Last year, nearly 500,000 children were in foster care, separated from the people who were searching for them. When CPS removes a child, the trail can go cold fast. Records get sealed, placements shift, parents get shut out, and families lose each other, sometimes for good.
But there's finally a place built for exactly this. Reunification Central is where separated families post their story and search for each other for free. You post your profile. You search for the people you lost. You start rebuilding what was taken apart. This isn't just about finding each other. It's about exposing a system that shouldn't be tearing families apart in the first place. Find your family at reunificationcentral.com. Start your search today.
They are taking our kids every day, a child a minute, no one has a thing to say for those who have been isolated. Don't be worried, you have a voice today, so listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. TIFF and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. stop losing our kids this year. TIFF wants to fight the entire planet. She's tired of our kids being taken. God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud about a CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by TIFF Tac. Together we are stronger than we need. We will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. The birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come. Picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken. Sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is TIFF and the Punisher Warrior. And we cry out to all of you out there. We need support that men don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping.
Can you say hi to everybody? Say hi.
This is Lottie.
Is that you? Say hi, everybody. Say, where's Darren?
No.
You see Darren?
No.
No. Where did he go?
Hey, little man.
When our cartoon pictures were up, I said, who is that?
Yeah.
He said, Darren. Darren didn't even acknowledge me. Darren.
Baby shark, baby shark. This Chevy as big as you.
I know.
Mommy.
Okay, go see Pink Pong. Okay, I'm coming. Hi, Darren.
Hi, Tiff. What's going on?
Well, I know that I'm going to sleep a lot better tonight. I have to move around a little bit because I got to go turn on Pink Pong. But I'm going to sleep a lot better tonight. I got some good news today. That's all I can say at this point. But
Yeah.
I'm excited. And we'll fill everybody in once everything is done and over with. So I'm going to sleep good.
It is
I
good.
promise you that.
Mm-hmm. It is. Whew. Well,
Are you eating a
what
pickle?
do you think we should talk about? Mm-mm. Popsicle. I had a popsicle. Man, what is going on in the world of CPS today? You know what I think today we should do? We haven't done this in a long time. I think we should go to
Pull
the
up
movies today.
our people that talk about us.
Mommy.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see what's going on in the movies. Let's get the current up-to-date, what the hell's happening in the CPS world. Let's see what the greater good of the people are talking about here. Actually, you know what would be even better? You know what? I'm going to change pace here. Sorry about that, guys. You know our friend Derek in Fostering Reality. He's just not getting enough, and there's just not enough people watching what he's doing, and people need to be paying attention to what he's doing because his stuff is right on point. If you guys haven't heard of him or haven't seen him, well, you're going to now because I'm going to play his most recent video for you guys, and then we can talk about it. Oh, sweet. He just did one. Okay, cool. I think this is his, this is the ad for his new manual, but let's watch the medication pipeline exposed video here first. This guy is just phenomenal, guys. And if you are watching this now, make sure you stay here and watch this. If you are watching it later, make sure you stay here and watch this, because this guy is the shit. And everything he's doing is just amazing. So let's do this one here.
Now, look at what the Government Accountability Office found when they examined prescription rates for children in foster care. Here's GAO-12-201, December 2011. 5 states analyzed. Foster children prescribed psychotropic medications at 2.7 to 4.5 times the rate of non-foster children on the same Medicaid program. Same payer. The GAO found hundreds of children on 5 or more psychotropic medications simultaneously. They found infants under 1 year old being prescribed psychotropic drugs. Infants. GAO-13-15, December 2012, ACF's own survey data. 18% of children in foster care on psychotropics versus 6.2% of non-foster medicated children. And children in group homes and residential treatment facilities medicated at 48% versus children in standard foster homes at 14%. Same federal agency, same data set, 3 times the rate, based solely on the placement type. GAO-14-651T, May 2014, the congressional testimony. The same findings delivered directly to Congress, and that T designation, that means testimony. This data was handed to elected officials in a formal hearing. They've already got it on the record. They already know. That was in 2014. Then a decade later, a 2023 study published in the Journal of Child and Adolescent Psychopharmacology analyzed nearly 400,000 children on Medicaid and found that children in foster care had 6.8 times higher odds of being dispensed a psychotropic medication than their non-foster peers. That's after controlling for age and actual mental health diagnoses. The system itself is a variable, not the child's condition. The overall rate for foster children is now sitting at 35%, while the general Medicaid pediatric population runs around 8%. The same study found that foster children were significantly more likely to receive these medications with no documented mental health or developmental diagnosis at all, meaning that they're medicating the placement, not the pathology. The study's authors were Keefe, Cummings, Smith, Greenlee, and Van Horn out of Baylor College of Medicine and Texas Children's Hospital, published May 2023. Massachusetts, November 2024. Performance audit of the Department of Children and Families found children receiving dosages exceeding FDA maximums, lack of documented consent, failure to renew court orders for antipsychotics, and incomplete medical records across nearly all examined case files. The audit explicitly found that DCF couldn't even verify whether children were receiving therapy alongside their medications because the data systems weren't connected. So, you've got kids on 5 or more drug classes and nobody in the system can confirm whether anyone's also providing therapy. And that's not a documentation problem, that's a feature. Then, March 16, 2026, the HHS Office of Inspector General officially launched Project OEI 072600130 titled Treatment Planning and Medication Monitoring for Children in Foster Care Receiving Psychotropic Medications. And their own announcement stated that 10 years after their last review, high rates of psychotropic medication use among children in foster care remain concerning. 10 years, same problem, new project number. They handed this data to Congress in 2014 and opened a new investigation into the exact same problem in 2026. And the children in those beds right now are still generating difficulty of care supplements under Element 23, the same way they were in 2011. Because the financial incentive to diagnose was never touched by any of the testimony or the reports or the audits or the investigations. The incentive was never the target. The incentive has always been the point. The more institutional the placement, the higher the medication rate. Here's that chain. A child enters the system and the state documents a condition under Element 23. Now, that documentation will justify the difficulty of care supplement reimbursed by the feds. The diagnosis that generates the supplement also generates the prescription. The prescription rate in institutional placements runs at 48%. The diagnosis that medicates the child also makes the child more financially valuable to the placement. That chain isn't just a theory. It's 3 GAO reports in a 2023 peer-reviewed study, and a 2024 state audit and a 2026 federal investigation, and a CFR citation 42 USC section 672A and 2, and 45 CFR section 1356.30. All public, all on the record. The GAO documented the correlation, but there's no federal oversight mechanism that currently cross-references difficulty of care payment claims against the specific diagnosis and prescriptions for the same child. AFCARS captures a condition flag, and Medicaid captures a prescription, but the two data sets are never officially cross-tabulated at the federal level, and that gap isn't an accident, that's a structural absence. No oversight bodies required to connect them, no audits designed to look at both at once, and the structural absence in oversight systems that involve federal dollars are a congressional finding waiting to happen. An HHS OIG report confirmed the other side of that gap. Their finding was that treatment planning and medication monitoring were lacking for children in foster care receiving psychotropic medication. The system tracks the prescription for reimbursement purposes, but it doesn't track whether the prescription's working or whether it should have been written at all. And now, 12 years later, they've launched 0EI-07-26-00130 to check whether anything improved, and the answer based on the Massachusetts audit and the 2023 Keith study is that it didn't, that it got worse. The financial incentive to diagnose is documented, and the mechanism to verify that diagnosis still doesn't exist. That's not negligence, that's architecture. This is what a system looks like when it's working exactly as it was designed.
Holy smokes. Did you hear all that, Tiff?
That's fucking disgusting.
That's 30, what is it? 35% he said of foster kids are medicated, and the average is 8%.
Yeah. And I think that one
That's
was 48%.
Yeah, we'll have to go back, but it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Compared to what the kids in regular America are getting. That's disgusting.
Who puts a,
like you said, who puts
a
looking at this
1-year-old on these drugs? Are you kidding me? They could kill these kids.
Yeah, and nobody's even paying attention to what they're doing. That's what he's saying too, that nobody's watching it. They're not getting cross-referenced. They're not nothing. And the best part was, they're not even, most of these kids, they don't even know if they're getting counseling or not. So they're just giving them these drugs. That's all they're doing. They're making new drug addicts.
Right. That's exactly what they're doing. They're building a whole generation of drug users, right? And on top of that, what happens if they over-medicate these children and one of them dies or a few of them die? Who is going to be held responsible?
Not them. They got immunity.
And they really thought that I was going to let these people corrupt my grandchildren? Are you kidding me?
All incentive based. Just like you said, they're worth more money when they're medicated. But no one's paying attention to that, right? Every kid does ADHD and they need Ritalin and all that stuff, don't they?
Well, yeah.
There's so he's created his field manual, and you guys need to check this out. I've seen it. He's gone over it with me. This thing is freaking amazing. Wait till you see this. You guys listen to this.
Yeah. They had a file on me before I had a name.
Hey guys, the goal for the System Decoded has always been to get it into the hands of parents for free. That hasn't changed. We're scaling towards that now. Jane and I specifically designed this manual so that it could be purchased with money, grants, donations, and organizational purchase accounts that have already been set aside for educational materials and family support resources. We also took every single step we could through peer review, cross-referencing, and attorney counsel where applicable to make sure we kept this inside the lane it was built for. This isn't legal advice. This is system architecture and system engagement. I was born into the foster care system. I never really got the chance to know my mom. She was young and she had real struggles. Then the stress of CPS was stacked on top of all of it. My dad was in prison when I was born, but when he got out, he managed to fight for me for about 6 years before the weight of the system finally crushed him. So I watched my family get legally shattered right in front of me. That's why Jane and I made this manual. This is for the kid tonight who's desperately trying not to forget the face of his mother. My parents couldn't have afforded a $90 consultation with an attorney or an advocate. They would have had a hard time coming up with $71 for this manual. That's exactly why we made sure this thing is worth far more than the price of one consultation. This is a 462-page physical system run book built around the 22-month walkthrough. It shines light into every corner of the machine. It's organized so that you don't have to absorb the whole system at once. You can focus on the moment you're standing in right now, while still being able to look ahead month by month, week by week, and understand what's coming next. We didn't design the system decoded for only one type of person. Depending on whose hands it's in, it becomes something different. In the hands of an attorney or a legal aid office, it becomes organized litigation architecture, a current federal framework, state-by-state material, sourced cited records, documentation pathways, and a way to see the case architecture in one place. In the hands of a civil rights organization, it becomes a rights exposure map, showing evidence pathways, preservation points, record building opportunities, and where systemic patterns begin to surface. In the hands of an effective advocate, it becomes a system runbook, a stage-by-stage map that can help them understand where a family is in the process, what comes next, what should be documented, what should be preserved, and where the family needs to fit inside the larger machine. It was designed so that one capable advocate could use the same manual across multiple families without turning every case into a guessing game. In the hands of a lobbyist, policymaker, or reformer, it becomes legislative failure schematics. It shows why years of reform can keep missing the machine itself. It connects policy to downstream impact and shows where laws, funding structures, procedures, and system incentives actually land on real families. In the hands of a caseworker or a mandatory reporter, it becomes a view of the process from the other side of the file. It shows what those entries, referrals, case plans, assessments, and decisions look like after they become somebody else's life. And in the hands of a parent, it becomes system engagement, the back-end map the system never gave you. Advocacy group, family support program, or any organization that already has funding set aside for educational materials, please reach out to us. And if you've got any questions at all, reach out. fosteringreality3@gmail.com, www.fosteringreality3.com.
That's his new book. And it is awesome.
I need
That
that
thing is
book.
awesome. And I'm pretty sure it's coming to us, Tiff.
I need that book.
I'm pretty sure he's sending it to us. It's really cool. It's got coded the pages, because there's so many pages in it. They're color coded, so you know which sections to go to. It's just badass, and it's something that everybody needs to have. His way of looking at things is way different than anybody else's. Like, he looks at the system as the machine, as he calls it. He doesn't play the games. Like, he doesn't do like we do, like we talk about the Constitution and the rights and all that. He actually he teaches you how to break apart their processes, like what they do, when they do it, how they do it, and how the computer works and all of that. And it's awesome. So I think between our new book that we're coming out with, CPS for Dummies, and his book, I think that we might be able to stop these bastards.
I hope
Just
so.
saying.
Is the book on Amazon yet?
Ours? Not yet. I had a couple of problems with it. With the publishing thing. I had to change a couple of things the publishers didn't like. So hopefully within the next couple of days it will be there.
Okay.
But like I said, and I'll honor that again, I will give anybody out there that wants the copy of it before it hits the publishers. If you guys want it, you can say it in this chat and I'll send it to you. We'll send it to you. I'll email it.
Well, can you send me the updated version? I've read the other one. Now you said you updated it, so I need the updated version now.
Yep, and now you'll need the updated version.
Oh, well, then wait till it's
So, yes,
completely done then, because I'll just be wasting.
Oh, it's done. It's done. They just have to relook at it. That's all.
I will wait till it's relooked at and approved.
All right.
Do that, because I got to keep printing that. You know I'm blind.
Yes, it's a page letter for her. Yeah, no, the Fostering Reality one. Yeah, you can go to fosteringreality3.com, I believe is his website. Let me look here. I'm pretty sure it's Fostering Reality 3. Fostering reality3.com. Let's see. Yep, fosteringreality3.com. Yep, and the book thing is right here. It's back from review, officially in print, now available. Yeah, so you can go to fosteringreality3.com and you can see his stuff there. You can get his book there, guys. I'll put it up in the chat here so you guys can have that. Make sure you guys go and check out his stuff. Because he's got video upon video upon video that's just awesome. So make sure you guys do that. Facts Over Lies in the house. How are we doing, dear? Erica's here. Jess and Harley's here. Louie and Susie are here. Erica's here. All of our family's here, so that's great. And then we got some new people, it looks like. So that's cool. Welcome, guys. Hey, make sure you guys go to Tiff and the Punisher. It's Tiff and the Punisher on Facebook. And join the group there. Like I said, Tiff and the Punisher. They wouldn't let us do in the Punisher. So Tiff and the Punisher is what it is. Well, I guess because Becca sent me this today, I guess we should bring this up. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Becca just sent this to me. So this is what she, you know how I feel. But I just want to make sure you guys understand. Why is she smiling when she says that? First of all, why is she smiling and laughing while she's saying ripping families and kids apart?
Darren, we didn't get to see the video. It never popped up.
Oh, come on, really? I just got enraged by myself?
Yes, you did.
Oh, my God. All right, here we go. Well, now you know what I was just talking about.
Snatching my kids like it's all just a game. Call it protection, but it's pure abuse. Locking up families, what's your excuse? Trauma for breakfast, served with a smile. Judges making their pockets worth the while. Thanks for the scars, they'll last a lifetime. While you sip coffee, your life is a lie. What a masterpiece, your judicial art. Gripping hearts open, keeping parents and kids apart. You rip hearts open, keeping parents and kids apart. You rip apart, call it the law, inflicting that pain and
I can't even watch any more of that. I cannot even watch any more of that. And I know we don't usually do this stuff, but man, oh man, I am so tired of these people. Now, this is someone trying to make money off of this movement. That's exactly what that is. That disgusts me. It makes me sick. You can't even watch that. And that'll be the last time I ever talk about that woman. That is terrible. I can't believe that she was sitting there laughing. I can't believe that she's making a joke out of this. I can't believe any of this stuff. It's ridiculous. My God. My God. I cannot believe that. And that's the spokesperson for the movement. That's the one that wants to speak for the movement. On the Sean Ryan Show, guys. So that's just absolutely ridiculous. But in other news, guess what, Tiff? We had some hope today, right? That you said. And let's pull that up. Let's pull that video.
It's in your messenger.
All right, let's take a look there. Let's see what seems like our government is possibly getting it a little bit, maybe. I mean, when you have the head of DHHS come out or HHS or whatever they call it now, come out and say things. Let's see. Is it an article or a video clip, Tiff? It's this article, right?
It's an article.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Right here. Boom. I'll put it up. Dun, dun. There we go. Right here. RFK Jr. unlocks. Hold on a minute. Let me get this out of the way for you guys. Sorry, guys. Doesn't want to get out of the way. Won't get out of the way. All right. Well, it says RFK Jr. unlocks federal funds to help parents battling addiction keep children out of foster care. And you know, this is my this is my area here, guys. I have a really soft spot for people with addictions and such. Oh, it does have a video clip. Cool. Let's see what this thing says here. Let's see what RFK has to say.
To help parents battling Health and Human Services
Oh.
Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will unveil a new effort to help parents battling addiction stay with their children and receive community support. The initiative makes 2 peer support recovery programs available nationwide, allowing states to receive full federal reimbursement through the Title IV-E Prevention Services Clearinghouse. The goal is to help parents recover before addiction breaks families apart while reducing the number of children entering foster care. The programs include intensive in-home treatment for parents of children ages 0 to 5, along with weekly peer support. The second, the Wellness Recovery Action Plan, connects people in recovery with trained peer facilitators who help them navigate recovery and crisis. Iowa is the first state to adopt the programs. Officials say the initiative will also support family reunification for children in foster care while parents pursue recovery. The effort is part of the Trump administration's broader Great American Recovery Initiative.
So that's cool. Let's see what this article says.
RFK Jr. unlocks federal funds to help parents battling addiction keep children out of foster care, by Gabrielle M. Etzel and Christian Dadhock. Exclusive Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will unveil a new effort Tuesday to help parents battling addiction stay with their children and receive community support, making family reunification a central piece of the Trump administration's broader push to combat the nation's addiction crisis. The initiative will make 2 peer support addiction recovery programs available to states nationwide, and crucially, allow states to receive full federal reimbursement for providing the services through the Title IV Prevention Services Clearinghouse. Senior administration officials told the Washington Examiner that the goal is to intervene before parental addiction breaks apart families, giving states more resources to help parents recover while reducing the number of children who enter foster care. Addiction tears families apart, Kennedy said in a statement. Recovery brings parents home and keeps children with the families who love them. Under President Trump's Great American Recovery, we are expanding proven peer support that helps parents overcome addiction, strengthens families, and keeps children out of foster care. Kennedy will make the announcement at an event at 3 p.m. Eastern at the Mercy One House of Mercy in Des Moines, Iowa. Alongside White House Senior Advisor for Addiction Recovery Catherine Burgum, HHS Assistant Secretary for the Administration for Children and Families Alex Adams, and Governor Kim Reynolds, Republican from Iowa. Iowa is the first state in the nation to adopt the new programs. The new policy announcement is the latest development in the Trump administration's Great American Recovery Initiative, led by Kennedy and Burgum, both of whom have been open about their personal struggles with drug and alcohol addiction, respectively. The Administration for Children and Families, a sub-agency of HHS, has determined that 2 new peer support interventions meet the evidence-based standards for addiction treatment that states can provide, which will be eligible for federal matching funds. Peer support programs pair people battling addiction with individuals who have firsthand experience navigating addiction and recovery. The first program, focusing on family-based recovery, delivers intensive in-home clinical treatment to support parents of children ages 0 to 5 by providing a weekly peer support meeting, ensuring children develop in a safe, substance-free, and stable home with their parents. The second program, the Wellness Recovery Action Plan, connects people in recovery with trained peer facilitators to help coach enrollees through recovery concepts and helps participants respond to and recover from crises. Since its launch in January, the Great American Recovery Initiative has emerged as a central piece of Kennedy's broader Make America Healthy Again agenda. In June, Kennedy and Burgum announced a $700 million investment to combat addiction and mental illness, on top of the $100 million project to combat opioid addiction that was announced in early February. Last week, Kennedy and Housing and Urban Development Secretary Scott Turner also unveiled a new policy favoring the treatment-first model for helping homeless people with addiction as part of the broader Trump anti-addiction initiative. The two new recovery programs also expand the Home for Every Child initiative by attempting to keep children out of foster care and reunify children with their parents while they are in active recovery. Nationally, about 35% of children are placed in foster care due to parental drug abuse, and another 5% are removed from the home due to parental alcohol abuse. Parental substance use disorder is a leading cause of child entry into foster care, Adams said. The Trump administration has already strengthened the suite of services available to both prevent and treat this disease, and today's action doubles down on evidence-based prevention by unlocking federal matching funds for proven programs that integrate peer support. Burgum said peer support is a high priority for the Trump administration's National Anti-Addiction Initiative because it remains one of the biggest gaps in our recovery system. Peer support specialists are living proof that recovery is possible, Burgum said. Their lived experience is a powerful source of hope, connection, and guidance for families working to overcome the chronic disease of addiction. Iowa has one of the highest rates of alcohol abuse in the country, according to the state's health department. As of 2022, roughly 22% of Iowans reported binge drinking, defined as 5 or more drinks within 2 hours for men within the past 30 days, compared to the national average of 16% of U.S. adults. There were 836 alcohol-related deaths in Iowa in 2020. In addition to strengthening peer-to-peer recovery coaching programs, the initiative will also help the 3,058 children in Iowa's foster care system be reunited with their family members while they are in active recovery without jeopardizing the child's welfare. Reynolds said in a press release that she is proud her state is the first in the nation to adopt new peer support interventions for addiction recovery. By responding to addiction and supporting struggling families, we are building a stronger America. One where recovery is real, every child has a home, and hope is never out of reach for anyone, Reynolds said.
This Monday.com ad was created by a team of people and AI.
That is awesome. That is really great. That's good news for all of these people. 40% of these kids that are taken by CPS are taken because of drugs or alcohol. All those kids removed because of that. And you know what? Most of these parents end up into the relapse and everything else because they've just taken apart, they've dismantled their families. And that's disgusting that they do that. This is really good news, guys, for people that are struggling with addiction. And even if they said that you were part of it, you know what this means? This means that they're not going to take your kids right away like they have been. So that's really good news. $700 million overall for the for this package. Keep kids home during recovery. That's really good. I saw one of the articles here said that the advocates are worried that there's going to be full of empty promises, but you know what? They always are worried. We're always worried about empty promises. You know, like these are politicians, guys. So, you know, we always need to worry about that. I don't know where I put the chat somewhere. I don't know where it went. What's your thought on that, Tiff?
Well, I think it's great. We got 49 more states that have to implement it, though. Iowa's the first. They're going to get a little bit of pushback, though, I believe, because they're going to want to remove the child first and then forget about all the other stuff, right? Like, oh no, the child's parents are addicts. But if they really go and look at some United States Supreme Court cases, the United States Supreme Court has already said drug abuse alone is not enough to remove a child because you shift away from the harm of the child to the behavior of the parents, and you can't do that. So
right, and they put them into that future box of what might happen or what could happen.
Right. So I think this is another move in the right direction. I was talking to our buddy Osiris today, and he said the power is shifting little by little. And I believe it too. I believe the power is shifting. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, there's only so much that they can do. I mean, it's up to us to take the power back also. And that's, you know, Donald Trump has given us everything that he can give us. I mean, he's pretty much handed us a silver platter here and said, here you go, people. I can only go so far. I mean, he is the president, but we have action to take too. And it's up to people like us that are in this grassroots, that are in this lower level stuff, to start taking our rights back one by one. You know, start standing up to the local police department, start standing up to the city hall people, start standing up to these officials. If they do something wrong, you need to go out and put a color of law against them, sue them in 1983s. You know, we're not saying rise up and, you know, go to the police stations and take arms and go after them. I mean, I'm not saying that at all. But there are ways that we can still use our powers of the people against these entities and these corrupt government systems to make sure that we help put an end to this too. So it's not about violence, and it's not about acting out of the way. You know, when you get stopped by a police officer, don't argue with them. You're never going to go anywhere. Wait, you got to get to the courts, and then you've got to argue this stuff, or you got to wait till after the fact and then get the fights back with them. You can't fight with these police officers on the side of the road about what's going on and about the law, because they don't care, and half of them don't even know what the hell the laws are, nor the Constitution or anything else. That's facts. But when you get to the courts, and when you can go to the court first and be the one there when they've been harassing you, you know, you can send cease and desist letters to these places. You can do a lot of things to take our power back that you don't realize that you have. And you guys need to start realizing and researching these things, because the power is, we are the people. The people are the power. And Donald Trump has given us this gift. Like him or not, whatever, you know what, your opinion's your opinion, and that's fine. I've got my opinion. Tiff's got her opinion. But what the facts are is he has done this. He has given the power back to the people. We just need to take it back. And that's what needs to happen there. So baby shark. That's what's got to go on there. Let's see, what else do we got in the news here? Justin, you want to come in tonight for a minute? You want to say what you guys have been up to, what you've been doing lately? I mean, you're on here, you're watching. You want to come in here and give everybody an update of what you got going on? If you wish, or anybody wants to come in and get in the box today, you know what? I'll put the link for the show up, and I'll put the join the podcast link up here. And you guys can come on in and tell us what's on your mind here. How about that? So there is the here's the join the podcast one. All right, Justin, either tap that right there, tap that, baby, or I'll give you the link right here. I'll put the link in the chat for you, buddy. You can use this. So there you go, brother. We'll be waiting for you back here. Other than that, anybody else have any different news or anything that they have out there that wants to let us know what you've heard, what you haven't heard? Yeah. All right. So there you go. You need to, Erica, you need to contact your state, and you need to tell them that you want this stuff. This is a game changer for you in that case. Absolutely it is. I don't know how far it would go back, if it retros back or whatever. This is all new. TIFF dropped this on me today. I'll look into more of it. But, you know, we need to, right, that's what they say, and that's ridiculous. Any person that knows anything about addiction, number one, knows that relapse is part of it. You know, you're gonna relapse if you. And I don't mean to push that on, and that's not a free pass to go back and use drugs. But relapse, they say that you'll relapse 9 to 10 times before you finally kick your addiction. So to keep separating you guys from your kids and do what they do, excuse me, is ridiculous. And I really do truly hope that this helps you in your case. I really do. Like I said, I don't know how much this will go back into the cases, but it should. They should retro it somehow, some way. So get a hold of your politicians and tell them to support this for your state, because this is a big one. This is a big one. And I don't even believe that the 35% number is the number for that. I bet you the majority of the kids that are in the system right now have come because of some sort of addiction or drug use. I don't think that 35% is the real number. I think that it's much higher than that. I think that they target people that are addicts. I think that the addicts get unfair treatment in these situations. They force you to go to counseling, even if you are. And here's my opinion on that. If you're not ready to shake your addiction, and whether they take your kid or not, whatever, excuse me, oh, you know what this is, but if you're not ready to shake your addiction, then it's not right that they force you to go to these classes and force you to use these resources, because you're taking up resources of somebody else, and you yourself, it's taking up your time and what you're doing, because you're not going to learn anything from doing this, and you're not going to quit.
The first part to
You know,
recovery is you have to want to get clean.
Yep, that's it. You're absolutely right. And if you don't want to, then, you know, tell them this. Tell them that you don't want to do this. Tell them that you're not going to do this. I know that it's hard, because when they take your kid, they almost force you into a situation. But it's not fair to take up the resources, and it's not fair to take up the energy of whomever is your counselor or whatever, you know, for you to sit there and lie to them and all of that. It's not fair all the way around. But if you're ready and you want to kick addiction, then, you know, use this as your tool to get yourself better. Because most of the time CPS and everything is paying for the stuff, you know, so it's expensive. It's expensive if you're out of it and you don't have insurance. But if it's, you know, if it's now and they've taken your kids and you do want to get clean, put that pressure and all that stress aside about your kid not being with you. Finish up these programs and get yourself well. Because there's no better time than now to start living your life back. Get your life back from the drugs, you know?
The problem also is you cannot actually get your brain function back after 28 to 30 days, right? It literally takes 12 months to become chemical free.
Yeah, you got a brain cloud. It's tough. It's not an easy road. By no means is it an easy road, especially if you guys are on opiates or benzos or something like, well, you have alcohol too. It's not an easy road. It's very painful. It's some days you want to just, you know, you want to give up, but you can't, because, you know, it's just that much easier to go out and get what you need to get better, you know, but you can't do that. You need to get your head focused. And that's why if you're not ready, then none of this is going to work for you anyway, because it's just as easy to go down the street, get what you need for your drugs, and pop right back onto it. And you're only cheating out yourself when you're doing that. You're only cheating out yourself when you're sitting there and having to lie, and you don't need those pressures. Get yourself ready to do this the right way. That's why I say if they try to push you on this stuff, just take it, pass it off. But it's in your head now. You know, think about it. Think about the steps you need to take. Think about what you need to do in your life to take that time for yourself. You know, because you certainly can't do this, you know, and then you got a big job on Monday. You know, don't think that you're just going to go into a mat and all of a sudden there you go, bada bing, bada boom, you're going to be fine to go to work on Monday. You know, if you're kicking opiates or something like that, you need to take a week or two off and just chill and relax. First 5 days are pure hell. And then after that, you're just so exhausted from the pain and everything that you've gone through. Now you're going to have pains that you didn't even realize that you had because you've been pushing yourself. So it's a whole process. So to be ready to be in recovery and to get there, you know, you need to prepare yourself for that. Get prepared with work, you know, get prepared with your job, get it right, take a couple weeks of vacation time, you know, do what you got to do for that, but do it, get it done.
Well, part of getting clean is you're going to have to disassociate yourself with everybody that's a drug user, right? Like you literally have to change your whole lifestyle. Who you hang out with, who you associate with. It's a big job.
It is, you know, and they expect you to do it right away. They expect you when they take your kids and everything to just, here you go, get clean today. And it doesn't work like that at all. It's a complete lifestyle revamp. It's a complete restructure your life, and figure out who the people you can be around is, and that takes time. So it's not fair that they just come in and take your kid and do that stuff. I mean, if you're gonna be an all-out junkie and your kids are eating off the floor and stuff, maybe the kids deserve to get taken. Maybe. But if you're what they call a functioning addict, you need to prepare yourself right and take the time to get yourself clean and do what you've got to do, so that way everything is just the way it needs to be, and that way you are successful in your recovery. Facts Over Lives, I love you. She goes, hey, did y'all see where out in Arizona there was a Chinese illegal raping the dead corpses in the coroner bags? I didn't Facts Over Lives, but thank you for that one. That's great. Are you coming in here, Justin? You joining the show? We're waiting, buddy. Where you at, my brother? Yeah, they definitely do leave you hanging. And then what? Then your kid comes home. You're fresh out on your own with the stresses of your kid that they've destroyed. That's going to be a tough period of time too. Like you look, when you get your kid back, it's not going to be the same kid that left. It might be a little bit changed. It might be a lot bit changed. They might be hurt. There's going to be a lot of emotions that you're going to have to face. And, coming fresh out of recovery and facing that it's a huge feat to have. So, you guys you gotta just, all I can say is you got to plan for this stuff when you're going to do it. Don't let them force you into it.
But I want everybody to remember that if you are an addict and you do go through recovery and you get past those 28, 30 days, you have to do this for your children. If you don't do it for anybody else, you have to do this for your kids, because they're the ones at the end that are going to be punished. You have to do it for your kids. You have to.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000%. 1,000%. And here's the other thing, guys. If they say that you do this drug test or whatever, anytime the CPS says that you do this and you get your kids back, make sure you have them put that in writing. There's too many people that I'm hearing out there that are saying that if you leave your husband, or if you just stop doing drugs, or you do this, you'll get your kids back. Make them write a contract for you. Put it out on paper. Make them hold their irons to the fire. Don't let them get away with this, because so many people I'm hearing from are getting burned, and they're like, well, they told me if I kicked my husband out that I'd get my kids back. Or they told me if I did this and I'd get my kids back. Blah, 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 blah. Put it down in writing. I can't say that enough. You need to be sure you put it in writing. Because otherwise, you know what? It's your word against theirs, and their word's winning in the courts right now. So make sure you guys do that. It's very, very important.
Why don't you bring Justin on tomorrow? You're over there yawning, which is making me yawn.
I know. What does that mean when you yawn? You got your brains on fire or something?
No, your brain needs you need more oxygen.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that at least that's what Google says it is.
How do I get more oxygen to my brain?
Because you're yawning, you're taking in oxygen.
I know, but how do I get it to my brain? If I need more oxygen in my brain, how do I do it?
Well, obviously you're yawning a lot, which means you need to get more oxygen. So I would just say, I think you need to sleep good tonight, because I know I am.
Oh. Yeah, you will. That's good, because I'm tired of the. Whew, she has been stressed out. That's all I'm going to say. This woman has been my blood pressure was going up for TIFF, but everything's good. Everything's going to be okay. Let's see. Yes, breathing, Louis. We do that. I do it. I didn't know if there was a spray or something I could put up there and it'll make it oxygen to my brain spray. Wasn't sure about that. So guys, make sure you check out all of our cool stuff that we have, all these tools, everything that we have. Oh, okay, hold on, Justin, here's the link. You got it, brother. There you go, buddy. Link is yours. Justin is coming in. Make sure you check out our book. The Constitution is your armor. CPS is the enemy. Like we said, we have the second book coming out right now too. That's CPS is for Dummies. That should be out the next day or two. And, go to reunificationcentral.com if you're looking for your kids. Go to the CPSpunisher.com if you need help with educating yourself with your court cases and everything. Go to Tiff and the Punisher and Facebook if you wanted to see what's going on with us and what's happening there. I'm forgetting something. There's got to be something else here because I feel like that's just it. I got the radio station I'm going to start launching in the next couple of days.
Forgot
So if you got CPS,
the Punisher website.
No, I said it. We have
did
CPS
you?
Breaking News. Yeah, we got that one. We got CPS Breaking News.com. That one's in construction, guys, so it's a little bit rough looking. I'll work on that tonight. And if any of you guys want to do something, get in here, start a show, something along those lines, we are open for that. And we would love it if you guys would come on in and start a show for yourselves. 1 night a week, 2 nights a week or something. Get in here and do this. Get your voice out there. Ladies and gentlemen, Justin Harley. What's up, Justin?
Buddy.
How are you, brother?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. As I get some other things done, some other things fall behind. Trying to juggle everything.
Yeah, that's how it works, right? 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
That's what they say anyway.
Get everything done.
What do you guys got going on up there in Ohio? What's happening up in Ohio, brother? Come on. That's right.
Here in Franklin County, I recently got in contact with this lady. I've met her before when I was meeting with Don Leonard. He's running for state Congress here in Ohio, and we got in contact again. She's wanting to investigate into fraud, and from that meeting with Don Leonard, she got back in contact with me, wanting to know about my research into Les Wexner and how it all ties together with what she's researching. She's basically like trying to do like an audit and stuff here in Ohio. And then something else that's coming up is on Monday in Canton, Ohio. Justin Nicely is having a get together regarding the Second Amendment and corruption, and just trying to like spread awareness about what's going on and how to defend our rights. But yeah, Monday, get a hold of Justin Nicely and get more details on what's going on Monday. I believe they're meeting up at 5:30.
Yeah, you guys are doing all kinds of stuff up there, man. You guys are definitely taking the boots to the ground, no doubt about it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff that's happening that needs to be addressed all at once.
Right. I mean, and that goes for everybody in every state. Like if you guys want to, you guys take a look at their model of what they're doing, because they have a lot of boots on the ground stuff. They're doing a lot of good things for the kids. They're doing a lot of good things for the families. And they're not just doing stuff about CPS. I mean, they've got, you guys go after all the corruption, man. You guys up there are just, you're not stopping at CPS. You guys are making everybody pay attention. That's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's also another opportunity to collect more signatures for, we got a petition. Ohio is one of the few states where we can bypass the Senate and enact a law through voting, putting it on the ballot and voting on it. Yeah. So
what do you need for that?
We're at a point where we're collecting signatures to put the ending of qualified immunity on the voters' ballot coming up.
Oh, wow. That's great, man.
Yep. I'm sure you've heard Justin talk about ending qualified immunity, but yeah, we got petitions out there, and removing qualified immunity would be another step forward in holding corruption accountable.
How many more signatures do you guys need?
I don't know what we're up to now. I know it's going to be real close if we got enough. I know in total we need from 44 different counties minimum to a total of 420,000 signatures, and then it could go on the ballot to be voted on.
420,000 signatures. Wow, that's not two.
Well, there's a lot of people living in Ohio.
Yeah, well, I never think about Ohio as being that big of a state. Well, Becca lives there. I mean, half of the people that are on this podcast right now are from Ohio.
Yeah,
So I mean, I
anybody
guess
from
there's
Ohio, yeah. Elizabeth McNeese, she and Cynthia Brown, they are running the lead on ending qualified immunity. So yeah, if you guys want to reach out, get a couple petition packets and collect signatures, you're more than welcome to join and help.
Yeah, so in Ohio, Becca, will you help him out with this? I don't know if she's back there still or not. She is. Becca, she's in Ohio as well, man, and I know that she's a little bit of a distance away from you guys, so maybe you guys need some help out in that area. Maybe she
Oh
can
yeah,
get in
we
on
need all
that.
the help we can. Like
All
as
right,
you're
cool.
aware, like this has been like a really hard cause to get a lot of support for. Like, yeah,
I
I'm glad
imagine.
people can gather together against these data centers and these block cameras, but we need that exact same energy regarding with what we're doing.
And that's what seems
And
hard, right? Like, how come people don't? And we saw with the Ali Carter thing the other day. Where is the outrage about the stuff that's going on with the kids in CPS and the
right.
caseworkers and all that? Where are these
And
people?
I have evidence that it's connected. I have evidence that it's connected. Like not only using the flock cameras for general observation of the public, but they're gathering data on us for CPS purposes.
I'm sure.
And,
I'm
and
sure that they
we
are.
know what CPS is going to do with that collected data. They're going to exaggerate a narrative to justify the removal of children solely based on what AI determines if a kid's in danger or not, and not doing proper investigations. They're just going to take the AI's word as 100% fact, and that's just going to streamline kids to the foster care system. Like it's all connected. It really is all connected.
And maybe that's why we're seeing the increase in the foster care homes, right? Funding
Yeah,
for those.
they're trying to get more funding for foster care here in Ohio. They're trying to get more funding for that. I mean, it all sounds good because foster care, it needs a lot of help. There's a lot of corruption in foster care, but I'm worried that that money is going to get into the wrong hands.
Well, I mean, we already see that it does. I mean, you're seeing more kids are going to homes that they're being abused and assaulted and all of this stuff. These people are just using the foster care system as a pipeline for an extra paycheck. They're not using it to be a true traditional parent and take care of these kids. Like they're barely even vetting these parents to see if they're even decent families for the kids to go to. I know in our situation, they definitely didn't vet these people because the stuff I
So
found
it
in
seems like a
those
lot
families.
of these laws that they're trying to enact is like putting the horse before the carriage. And like
Yeah,
these laws ain't really going to work until we get those that are going to misuse these laws uh, out of office and out of their positions.
right. Laws only work if people follow them.
Yes.
So
But
you're
we do
absolutely
need some
right.
laws for those that are misguided or whatever, or don't know whatever. But main thing is getting the corruption out of office. So like we're focusing on that too.
Right. We're only a couple months away from that being a thing again here. I don't know what
Yeah.
everybody has in their different states, but the election time for something. Make sure you guys are paying attention. If you're not sure, go ask these candidates about what they stand for. Ask them about CPS. Ask them about
Yeah,
if
when they do their campaigns, go meet with them.
Mm-hmm. It's very important because the power of the vote still is a big thing. And as long as we can have it in this country, use it and use it effectively. Like just don't worry about what the media says, like, oh, they're scamming it and all that. You just get your ass to the voting booth and vote. Make sure that your name's down on that tag and that you did it. That way
I
that they
suggest
can't
do
come
more
back.
than just voting. Like I'm just a plumber trying to be a dad, but I've been able to meet up with people running for office, like Don Leonard. He's a candidate running for Senate. I've had an opportunity to meet with Vivek Ramaswamy, but my schedule didn't allow it. But I had that opportunity. I've contacted representatives, and you can get a hold of these people and set up one-on-one meetings and have serious talk about issues like there's more than you can do than just vote on things. Like you can actually set up in a professional setup in a manner, meet up with these people and
Right.
ask some serious questions and brainstorm some serious solutions, and then see where a lot of and be able to vet these candidates that are running for office.
Are you seeing, are you bringing the attention to CPS and such to these candidates, or are they already aware of what's going
Oh,
on?
absolutely, I am.
But are they aware? Are they aware of what's going on with CPS? Are they shocked when you tell them? Like, how's that going?
No, because I wasn't the first one to tell them, but they do tell me that they have recently become aware, and as they talk more and more with people, especially in the areas that we work in, they're finding out more and more. Like 2025 was the year of spreading awareness, and word is really starting to get out now. It's just now everyone's like, well, what do we do now? Especially with everything else and all the other corruption and fraud going on that correlates with all this. Like our nation's at a loss on really what to do because there's so many different problems that needs resolved all at once.
Yep, there is. And you know what? Gunner's got some answers for that. Make sure you guys check out his show on Sunday. He's saying he's ready for the release of the original constitutional question and the brand new 7 more that he's got. So make sure you guys check him out on Sunday. Justin, what do you think the outcome of CP? Do you think CPS is going to take control of the narrative, to take control of the mainstream for this election coming up? Do you think that you're going to hear a lot about CPS in these local elections and everything, or do you think it's going to just still be a silent
They umbrella everything under child trafficking. They umbrella all of those issues under that one term, anything that's involved with child trafficking. And when they start bringing that up is really where you want to pay attention to see if they're going to mention CPS or not.
Right.
But some
So
may,
so
some
like
may
where we
not.
try to tie it in and get people to realize that child trafficking is part of CPS, they're trying to bury CPS in child trafficking.
I would say so by just kind of like not acknowledging the question, the tactics they use to like move on to the next question or topic.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense that they're doing that. How's everything going with you though? Is everything going well with you and your situation, or are you making progress?
For my personal court case or for my research in the West?
Yeah, for your personal stuff.
I appreciate you asking. I don't usually just come right out and dump it out on everybody, but yeah, I'll tell. Work's been slow because Ohio got rocked with all these storms, and so work's been kind of slow. So I was wanting to start my custody case here this past week, but now I'm sitting on his money to pay bills instead. So like here soon, I really hope to start my own custody case. It's pretty complicated because I also got to start a case with child support and have them do a review over everything from the day my son was born. And so I'll have those two cases that are coordinating with each other.
Right.
But yeah, the sooner I could start that, because I'm hearing through the grapevine, my ex is wanting to leave the state with my son, and I won't see my son until I'm 18. So whether I'm ready or not, I need to get my case started. So that'll at least lock him into the state.
Oh God, that's the worst. That's the worst. I hate hearing that stuff. That's so terrible.
But if I get a court case started, she can't leave the state with my son until the case is over with.
Oh, really? So that's a good rule of thumb to go by then. Gunner said to reach out to him.
Whether I'm ready or not, I got to get it started.
Yeah, I think that's the case in a lot of us, right? It's just a matter of you almost get this lackadaisical. I don't want to say it's lackadaisical, but when you get in this fight mode, you almost forget about the fact that you have your own case and your own kid and your own thing that you got to go for. You're so headstrong in the movement or whatever you call this thing. You're so head into it.
Personally, I haven't forgotten, but I have learned, like, in order for me to be reunited with my son, there's some things that needs to change in the system, and I'm not going to do it on my own. So working with everybody else, helping, to solve the problems that's going on nationwide is going to help me in my personal case. So I always stayed focused on that. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people that get off track with, with the whole movement thing, and they're not staying up with their own personal stuff. Or they're on the opposite end of the spectrum where they're just case dumping or on everybody, their personal situation, and not really being focused on, you know, how are we going to help everybody. Like, for example, when I'm here on the show with you, I talk to you about your thing and what you're doing, and you know,
Right.
all the work you're doing, and I only bring
Yep.
up my personal information when you guys ask for it. And like,
Right.
you know, I understand everybody's going through trauma, everybody's looking for help, and everybody wants their kids back, but like, there's a time and place. There's a time and place for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, like we all know that they're corrupt. We all know that this is happening. We all know that the caseworkers lie. We all know that they do all of this stuff. You know, like and I get it that it's important to you because it is your kid. But you're right. You know, like we all need to focus on this because we're not going to win without changing the bigger picture. You know, it's not,
Yes,
it's
the
just
bigger
going to be,
picture. Well,
you know, right. And this is the point that you got to look at it. And I don't want to say be unselfish because it's not being selfish thinking about your kid, but you know, you got to go ahead, Tiff, or yeah.
What we're all doing in all these states is putting the pieces together. So the whole picture is going to come to fruition because they can't ignore it anymore. It's too big. It doesn't matter if it's us or Joe Blow down the street. People are talking about it now, right? Like
yes.
there's nowhere for any of them to hide anymore.
Right. So this year's been about like, well, what do we do next? What can we do to start solving the problem?
Yeah. And what is that answer?
It's more than one answer. There's multiple answers because there's multiple problems we're juggling. But
Right. Well,
applying pressure from every angle possible has been a good start.
you know, it's hard to do something and to fight something when they make up their own rules and they do whatever they want. You know, it's very hard to come up with a solution to something that doesn't have any concrete on its own side. You know, like you get a speeding ticket, you know, you went over 55 miles an hour. They take your kid, you don't know why they took your kid and what way they used it or anything like that. You know, you don't know how to fight it. You know, like there's no way. And then you try to fight it one way and they're like, no, that's not it. And then they throw in something else, you know, like, so it's very hard to keep that, you know, to fight the system. And I think that's why you haven't seen anything in all of these years because, you know, they changed the game and they can.
Yeah. And that's why I started getting involved with all this because I learned early on that the system's corrupt. I can't trust the lawyer, so I'm going to be forced to litigate my own case and represent my son and his rights all on my own. But I know at this moment, or at least when I first started getting into it, that I don't know enough to litigate my own case. So like I started doing research, not just in the laws and how the courts work, but you know what other people have tried and what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, what laws are being changed. There's all the advocacy stuff going on, and I have learned a lot in a short amount of time.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good people out here with a lot of good information. Just like the Angel Advocacy Association, they have a lot of good stuff. She's got a lot of great stuff. Charlene, she's here watching. Hey, Charlene. You know, there's a lot of great people out there. And you know what? I know I said that stuff about Meg, but you know what? If she comforts you and makes you feel whatever, then so be it. That's my personal, I just can't handle the fact that she's making a mockery of all of this stuff. You know, making it out to be like a showpiece. I know that we do that, but we do it in a different way. You know, like that just disgusted me, her video. Why are you laughing when you're saying they're breaking families apart? You know, like that just doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't know. I think that woman's a sham. She's not even having a CPS case. She just gave up her kids. So I don't understand what this is all about. But anyway, yeah. So that's cool. Well, Justin, that's good stuff, man. You got anything else you want to drop on everybody before we get out of here?
Yeah, don't give up. Find people that you can work with locally. Pay attention to what your government's doing. Pay attention. Like we need to be watching them closer than they watch us, especially now. And everybody work together to learn together.
Yeah, that's it. You know, if you've got good information, right, pass that on to somebody else. Do it. you know?
Yep. I give away my research for free. Like anybody who wants to know
Oh,
how
yeah, you know
Les
what?
Wexner is connected to the family court system, that I give all that away for free.
Here, speaking of that, there's the Parents Bible right there.
Yep. Yep. Justin Nicely, he helped come up with that. In fact, he's been the main person who put all that together. But yeah, I've read through it. I definitely recommend it. Definitely some useful information. It's better to know this information before shit hits the fan than to try to figure it out when you're in the middle of going through it.
Right, because when they get your kid, it's too late. You've already broken, you've already missed a couple of the freaking main things that you should have done, like, so that sucks. That's why education before is, we need to get people educated prior to, so people know, they see it when it's coming, yeah, that's it. But cool. Tiff,
Or
you got anything
maybe
else?
their siblings are going through it with their kids,
Right.
Like
We
maybe
need to
your
just-
uncle or aunt going through this.
Right. We need to figure out how we get people paying attention to this stuff before CPS comes. We need to figure that out. We need to figure out that, how are they picking these families out? What are they looking for? Like all of those things. That's what we've got to figure out. Because that'll be the nail in the coffin right there, is when we can figure out
Right.
what the
It's definitely a
preemptive.
tough topic to talk about. And Afroman's kind of been an inspiration on how we could spread awareness. So, like, I'm willing to use the First Amendment any creative way we can think of. And I like what Afroman did. Put it on the internet. Like you
guys
like
just
you
did
write
that,
all
didn't
kinds
you?
of songs for your show.
Yeah, I have over 3,000 songs that I've written for different people. As a matter of fact, I got a Garza. I did a whole album for him. I'm getting ready to give that to him over the next day or two. So he's got his own album. It's called 43. So he's got that coming to him here in the next couple of days. So he'll be psyched about that.
Look forward to hearing that.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's honestly, it's really good. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at making the music. It sounds like real music. It's not, it's not just being thrown together. So it's good stuff. And I got the radio station coming out there. I'm trying to get up this week. I got so much that I'm trying to do.
We're doing everything we can to utilize the First Amendment in any and every way possible before it has to lead to the use of the Second Amendment. Like, nobody wants that, but where do we draw the line at? But all we can do is keep doing what we can.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being in here. Make sure you guys check out the Parents Bible. It's a lot of good information in that. Click on that little QR code there, and boop, you'll have it. So we'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same place, doing the same thing. Till we see you then. Oh, wait. Hold on. We want this one. It's this kind of night. Have a good night, everybody.
Charlene's heard me singing.
This corruption is going to stop. It's pushing good people over the top. It's causing pain they don't deserve. These fucking judges, what a nerve. I can smell the smoke in the air. People losing their lives every day. We can't stand for this bullshit game. It's time to light this shit on fire. Let's burn the bitch down. They take our lives. Let's burn the bitch down. It should be no surprise. Let's burn the bitch down. They deserve what they get. Let's burn the bitch down. There is no taking kids, ruining their future, making dads run scared through the fire. The courts destroying families, they're such a liar. When the days turn into the nights, they give up, they have no fight. When you break the man, you take his soul. When you take his child, consider yourself told. Let's burn the bitch down. They cause our pain. Let's burn the bitch down. We're not insane. Let's burn the bitch down. They had their chance. Let's burn the bitch down. We show our stance. We won't stand for this anymore. Here I am, let's settle the score. I don't wanna bust your balls. Your honor, you need to fall. You lie almost every day. Pissed off parents are on their way. You can get away with this anymore. Run scared when they pound on the door. You think this is a joke? You'll know better when you smell the smoke. We won't stand for this anymore. We are parents headed to war. Let's burn the bitch down. Whoa. Let's burn the bitch down. Whoa. Let's burn the bitch
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?